United States Congressional staff edits to Wikipedia. Some edits to the online encyclopedia Wikipedia by staff of the United States Congress have created controversy, notably in early to mid 2006. Several such instances, such as those involving Marty Meehan, Norm Coleman, Conrad Burns, and Joe Biden, received significant media attention. Others, such as those involving Gil Gutknecht, were reported but received less widespread coverage. Biographical information on various politicians was edited by their own staff to remove undesirable information, including pejorative statements quoted or broken campaign promises, add favorable information or glowing tributes, add negative information to opponents' biographies, or replace the article in part or whole by staff-authored biographies. Background incidents. Norm Coleman. Later in January 2006, Senator Norm Coleman's chief of staff, Eric Schmidt, verified that Coleman's staffers had edited his page to correct inaccuracies and delete information. Schmidt stated, "What's to stop someone from writing in that Norm Coleman was 7 feet 10 inches, with green hair and one eye smack dab in the middle of his head." Joe Biden. The Wikipedia investigation found that Biden staffers had removed and modified descriptions of incidents of alleged plagiarism and had recast discussion of a possible Biden 2008 presidential candidacy in a morph. In February 2006, the Washington Post quoted Biden spokesperson Norm Kurz as saying that the changes that were made to Biden's site by this office were designed to make it more fair and accurate. Gil Gutknecht. On August 16, 2006, the Minneapolis St. Paul Star-Tribune reported that the office of Representative Gil Gutknecht tried twice on July 24 and August 14, 2006 to remove a 128-word section in the Wikipedia article on him, replacing it with a more flattering 315-word entry from his official congressional biography. Gutknecht's office used the account Gutknechtone for the first edits on July 24, which was then notified of Wikipedia policies against self-editing. For the second set of edits on August 16, his office used an anonymous congressional IP address. Most of the removed text was about the 12-year term limit Gutknecht imposed on himself in 1995, as Gutknecht had run for re-election in 2006. He broke his promise and was subsequently defeated, though not specifically as a result of this pledge. A spokesman for Gutknecht did not dispute that his office tried to change his Wikipedia entry, but questioned the reliability of the encyclopedia. U.S. Rep. David Davis and Tennessee Rep. Matthew Hill. In August 2007, U.S. Rep. David Davis's press secretary Timothy Hill at first denied and later acknowledged, during a second press interview with the Knoxville News-Sentinel, that he had used a congressional office computer and resources to edit Wikipedia in June 2007. His edits were to delete blocks of information termed as blanking vandalism about his employer and his brother Tennessee Representative Matthew Hill from their respective Wikipedia biographies. The information that was deleted concerned political contributions to both his brother and Davis by former King Pharmaceuticals CEO John Gregory, as well as other ties to the Gregory family. U.S. Rep. Mike Pence. In August 2011, the Huffington Post reported that the office of then Indiana Representative Mike Pence appeared to have edited Pence's Wikipedia page to make the representative look more flattering. Edward Snowden. On August 2, 2013, an editor using an IP address linked to the U.S. Senate edited the Wikipedia page of whistleblower Edward Snowden to change his description from dissident to traitor. On August 5, 2014, an editor using an IP address linked to the U.S. House of Representatives edited the Wikipedia page of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, Navi Pillay, to describe Edward Snowden as an American traitor. Laverne Cox. On August 21, 2014, An editor using an IP address linked to the U.S. House of Representatives edited the page on the Netflix original series Orange is the New Black to describe actress Laverne Cox as a real man pretending to be a woman. Senate Intelligence Committee report on CIA torture. On December 9 and 10, 2014, an anonymous user using an IP address registered to the U.S. Senate edited the article on the Senate Intelligence Committee report on CIA torture, removing a sentence characterizing the CIA enhanced interrogation techniques as torture. Kavanaugh hearings. In September 2018, an anonymous editor from Congress posted the personal information of several Republican senators into their articles, leading to Congress edits, a bot which posts edits to Wikipedia from IP addresses located in congressional offices, being banned from Twitter. On September 27, the disambiguation page for Devil's Triangle was edited from a House of Representatives IP address to describe it as a drinking game, matching the testimony of Kavanaugh. Congressional edits. The Wikimedia system has responded in at least 3 ways to questionable edits. The most obvious response is case by case, based on the watch button at the top of each article. A user who sets that switch can get emails when that article is changed. Another is an occasional, usually temporary block. At least some of these are documented in Wikipedia. Congressional staffer edits. For edits from IP addresses associated with the U.S. Congress, Ed Summers also created a Twitter feed to notify the world of any changes made from those addresses. At Congress Edits was an automated Twitter account from 2014 to 2018 that tweeted anonymous changes to Wikipedia articles that originated from IP addresses belonging to the United States Con. The changes were presumed to have been made by the staffs of U.S. elected representatives and senators. Prior to the Twitter feed, the best information about what congressional staffers were editing was found in the present article on U.S. congressional staff edits to Wikipedia and in the Wikipedia project page for congressional staffer edits, both of which are manually updated. Proponents. In August 2014, the Cato Institute suggested that congressional staffers should spend spare time editing Wikipedia. A panel hosted by the Institute endorsed the idea so that congressional staffers could use their time to write neutral and informative articles about proposed legislation to better educate the public. Experts on the panel considered the 2 main obstacles to doing this as being skepticism towards Wikipedia and the history of biased editing from congressional staffers. The Cato Institute suggested one way to overcome these issues would be for the staffers to create user accounts and user profile pages disclosing their connections with Congress.